You coming in, like the video for your boy, subscribe to the channel, Sensei Reality TV. Master P turning down the $1 million deal from Jimmy Iovine. This was like before Master P with the whole No Limit, before the whole No Limit record label came about. Master P was trying to, shop around some, some different places or whatever the location that he was at in California. He was trying to just shop around to see what kind of deals could he get. So he came across Jimmy Iovine from Interscope record label. And a lot of people don't know, when you was that young, as a young Percy Miller, a lot of cats would have jumped on that $1 million deal. Coming from the hood, ain't got a pot to piss in or really a window to throw it out. And a white dude tell you, I got a $1 million deal on the table. You the next big star. Anybody else, they would look at that situation and be like, $1 million? What do I sign? But Percy Miller was a business-minded individual as a youngster. And that's very rare, especially coming from the ghetto. That's very rare to be business-minded like that and to know your worth and to not sell any of your rights to your name or to anything that, as far as your control with your music. And he knew that right off the bat. My bad. Technical difficulties. This is Sensei Reality TV. We give you the raw and uncut on everything. So if the camera fall, hey, that just happened. I don't need to really prolong onto that. But yeah, when you're a young business-minded individual like Percy Miller was, you're gonna read the contracts, and you're gonna make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into it. Because if he would have signed on that dotted line for that $1 million that Jimmy Iovine said he was gonna be given to him in the deal, he would have been more messed up before than he would ever been. Like, he would have been way in a deep hole of some shit. He would have been stuck. None of the money would have been coming to him. Not even a small 2%. None of the money would have been coming to him. It would all have to been owed back to the label. And he would have been a slave to the label. He has no control over nothing. Not even his own name. Can you imagine that? Not being in control of your own name, not having the rights to that, or to none of your music, to get to nothing. In 7 years, you stuck with that person. Imagine that. But you ain't thinking about that. You thinking about just the $1 million. You thinking about just signing and like, okay, I'm gonna get my $1 million. You ain't getting none of that. If you do get that up front, you better believe you're gonna be paying all that back through your music. And if you don't make that money back for them, they're gonna make you wait out your contract. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. But if you're lucky, they'll drop you. So you won't have to wait it out. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to wait out your contract. And as the Prince rule goes, when it comes down to these record labels, if you're trying to just put some shit together and just throw something together just to try to, fulfill your contract obligations so you can get out of your contract, them days are over. Can't do that no more. And that's what they call the Prince rule. Because Prince did that. Prince, they wouldn't let him out of his contract. They said you got to do all this, do this and that, make this amount of songs or whatever in order to get out your contract. Prince threw a whole bunch of bullshit together and got out of his contract. And once they realized that it was bullshit after he had already got out, they was like, we can't let this shit happen again. We can't let this happen again. And they put a name to it called the Prince Rule. Long live the legendary Prince. I find that funny, man. That was crazy. Y'all remember to like the video, subscribe to Sensei TV. I'm here to break it down to you. But when Percy Miller, and we know him as Master P, when he told Jimmy Iovine that he was going to get something to eat, that he'll be right back, Jimmy Iovine told him, if you don't come back, you will not be able to make a penny in this town, because he knows everybody. And so Percy Miller, like, the hell, who he think he is? He think he finna stop what I got going on? Okay. So on the flight back home, you know, C Murder, Corey Miller, Free Corey Miller, Master P brother was like, they was finna almost get into a fist fight about Master P turning down the $1 million. Because, you know, you being young, you're going to have brothers that's going to think like the regular human being. You know, they're going to think like on the level, like, you know, let's just take anything we can get. And that's how you mess up. You can't think like that. Because if you're chasing the dollar all the time, then you putting yourself in a big shithole, because you don't know what you're giving up just to get that dollar. And like they say, all money ain't good money. So don't make it your goal to chase money, because you're going to fall into a trap that you may not be able to get yourself out of. And if you do get yourself out of it, you're lucky. But when they was on a plane on the flight back home, you know, C Murder was telling them, like, man, what are you doing? What you mean? Why you turn down $1 million deal? You stupid? Like, what's wrong with you? And Percy Miller told him, like, man, if I didn't turn down that $1 million, if I didn't turn that down, if I would have took that $1 million, how much you think I'm worth? If I would have took that, how much you really think I'm worth? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, you know, you putting a price on me, you saying I'm worth $1 million. And people was like, I got to be like at least worth more than like 30 or 40 mil. Top. Like, you ain't gonna sit up there and tell me you putting a price on me, and on top of that saying that I'm worth just $1 million. All what I'm finna do, all from the ground level, what I'm trying to build, $1 million. So after he said that, see, Murder couldn't do nothing but shake his head and just, you know, he couldn't say nothing after that, because P was right. It's like, I'm supposed to be your brother. What you saying I'm worth just $1 million? How much you think I'm worth? If I was to took that deal, would you saying I'm worth $1 million? Is that what you're saying? I mean, like, you know, really, like, you know, just a question. Then how much you think I'm worth if I would have took that? How much really do you think I'm worth if I was to take $1 million? And we trying to build something bigger than big, you know, out of this world. Like, we trying to build a worldwide longevity into this record label so we can have something to pass down to our kids and to their kids' kids. We trying to bring in wealth. So what I feel like people should understand from the Percy Miller story and Jimmy Iovine, not, you know, turning down the $1 million deal, people should realize off the top, they self-worth. You know, you ain't got to wait till you do this or do that, have all these accomplishments. I mean, the accomplishments is you still breathing. That's an accomplishment right out the gate. And so when you going into these labels or you going in to talk business with anybody, you got to know your worth. And you got to be business minded. On top of that, know what you're reading, know what you're looking at. Overstanding the contract that you're reading if you come down and have to sign. And never let. And as I said one time in the video before with the I think it was I'll talk about the Mace video that I had put out. And I was like, if you pressure into signing something to, like you pressuring into signing under a record label, if somebody pressuring you to sign in that day, you don't need to sign with that person. That's bad for business. And what people should know, and as Master P, you know, as Percy Miller, aka, as he's telling y'all, all these young individuals, man, no matter what's your age or whatever it is, you're trying to get into the industry, the music industry, these are the things you need to know. And don't be so thirsty to try to get on. Know your self-worth and know what you are able to give. And they're going to have to respect that. If not, you're going to keep it moving. Because you're the one that's going to put the, you know, bring in the money. But they're going to also have to know that you're going to get most of the percentage of that. Because you're the artist. You get 90% and they get the other 10. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's a deal. So, for anybody out there that's trying to make something of themselves, make sure you always stay business minded and don't get so overly excited when it comes down to these numbers. And don't get so overly excited when you come meeting somebody that you seen on TV or whatever. Like, you know, keep calm and keep cool. Because the last thing you want somebody to feel like, okay, they're a fan. Because how the way you act. You know what I'm saying? Because once they realize that or feel like that you a fan because you worshiping them, they're going to treat you like that. That respect and all that shit ain't gonna mean nothing. It ain't gonna be there. And that means like if that's an R&B singer or a rapper or a CEO or anybody. Know your self-worth and don't worship nobody. You treat everybody accordingly, how the way that you would want to be treated in this business. Y'all can laugh and have a good time, but don't be no groupie. Pretty much is what I'm saying. Know your self-worth, know yourself, and know what you're able to bring to the table and make them respect that. Because if they don't, somebody else will. Like the video, subscribe to Sensei TV, y'all. And remember, like I always say, live, love, laugh, stay military minded, keep God first or whoever that you believe in. And it's Humpback Wednesday. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize, always. Don't get distracted. Stay business minded. Stay focused. Y'all have a good one.